You said you were sorry. You meant every word. And the other person crossed their arms, went quiet, and pulled further away instead of closer. If you meant what you said, your apology should have fixed the gap. Instead, it made things worse. There is an answer for why this happens. Researchers took 755 people and tested apologies with varying elements to see which ones people actually believe. They found that trust is not rebuilt by a single phrase, but by a sequence of specific moves. Once you understand that order, you can stop guessing and start repairing. To see how this works, bring a real-life mistake to mind. Think of an apology you need to make, or one that recently went sideways. Open a blank document. We are going to build this framework line by line, exactly like the workspace on the screen right now. Shifting to this structured approach changes your objective. You stop instinctively protecting your own ego, and you start doing the actual work required to rebuild the other person's trust. Let's start with a baseline mistake. You promised to help a friend move on Saturday, you overslept, ignored their texts, and left them hauling boxes alone. The default lazy apology looks like the note on the left. Hey, sorry about today, but I was completely wiped out from work. You know how it's been. To fix this, step 1 is taking responsibility. We are going to replace that weak opening with a spine-straight admission of fault. I let you down today, and that's completely on me. No excuse. You are simply standing in front of what you did. This is where you have to avoid the non-apology trap. If your sentence starts with, "I'm sorry you feel that way," you are quietly handing the problem back to the other person. You are framing their feelings as the issue, rather than your actions. Keep the focus on yourself. Step 2 is naming the specific harm. I left you to move everything by yourself. You were counting on me, and I broke that. Say the actual thing out loud, no matter how much it stings, but do not explain why it happened. The second you slide from "here is what I did" into "here is why I did it," you sound like a defense lawyer. Naming the exact harm proves to the other person that the damage actually registered with you. That feeling of being understood is the soil where trust can grow back. Now we transition from a feeling into a concrete plan. Step 3 is offering real repair. I'm coming over tomorrow morning to finish whatever's left, and I'm taking you to dinner, my treat. Talk is cheap. Anyone can string together a sad-sounding sentence. A concrete move to make things right, backed by changed behavior in the future, is the proof that your apology is not an empty promise. Step 4 is about removing the single word that sabotages the entire effort. Look back at our lazy apology on the left. The word "but" ruins the sentence. Everything before "but" is the apology. Everything after it is the take-back. The other person does not hear the first half. They only hear that you handed them the bill for your behavior. Stop at the period. Stopping forces internal ownership. It shows the recipient that you are willing to sit in the discomfort of your mistake without trying to share the blame. You have the text. Now you need to manage the external factors. Step 5 shifts the focus to how and when your apology is delivered. First, check the timing. If someone is still shaking with anger, even a perfect apology will fail. They are too hot to receive it. Read the temperature. Give them control over the conversation by holding space. Try adding a note like this. I know you're angry. I'll be there at 9 and we can talk or not talk. Your call. Second, match the medium to the wound. A quick text works for minor drops, but if you break a promise about reliability, use your voice. And if you cross a deep line of trust, a thoughtful written letter carries the weight required to show you are taking the breach seriously. And out of all 6 ingredients tested by those researchers, there is one you should leave out entirely. Explicitly asking for forgiveness proved to be the absolute weakest move you can make. Forgiveness is an organic result. It is granted by the other person on their own timeline, not a favor that you can demand at the end of a script. Look at the completed draft on the right. It owns the mistake, names the specific harm, offers concrete repair, and cuts the excuses. Compare that accountable tone to the weak, defensive text message we started with. Take your completed draft and deliver it. Then do the work in the weeks that follow to ensure your future actions match the commitment your words just made. If this framework gave you a clearer way to handle hard conversations, hit the subscribe button. Drop a comment below and tell me about a time an apology went better than expected, or completely sideways. Then pick another communication guide from the channel to continue practicing the skills most people avoid. A real apology is not about feeling forgiven. It is the moment you show you understand the harm and are committed to making it right.